everybody, Denise Mazzola from Everything Dog with this week's 10-minute tip. And before I forget, be sure you like us on Facebook, hit subscribe on YouTube, and also hit the gray bell so you get an email every time we upload. So today's 10-minute tip is all about house training. My phone has been ringing off the hook with people calling about house training and how spiteful their dogs are and how frustrated they are because they're pooping on the deck, they're peeing on the carpet, they're running down the hall, whatever they're doing. And we also have a board and train with us for 6 weeks for house training. So that's why, that's the other reason we're going to do this today. So there are 4 key concepts to house training. And within those 4, there's 2 that I think if you're going to do anything, you're going to do these 2 concepts. I'm going to tell you all 4, and then we're going to go over them individually. Limit the dog space. Watch for a behavior change, and I'll explain why. You're going to limit their freedom in the house. So their sort of loose time in the house will be, there's 2 things that have to happen before you're going to do that. And lastly, you must be consistent with the above 3, right? You can't get lazy and not want to do them. So at my feet here is little Bentley. He is a doodle mix, and he is here for house training. And the reason he is laying at my feet and he is attached to a leash is because the number 1 thing that you need to do to house train your dog is limit their space. They cannot be wandering around the house with you following and watching them. So the easiest way to do this is attach them to a leash. If you can't watch them, if I'm not home, then Bentley is crated. He always has the opportunity to potty before we go out, and he potties on a leash, then he goes in his crate. And I'm going to show you the other ways. So besides the fact that he's just with me all the time, we tether him to various places in the house. So when I'm working in the kitchen, he's tethered to the refrigerator, or he can be tethered to my chair if I'm sitting at the counter working or having lunch or something. In my office space, I often just sit on the leash at my desk. He has water, he has a dog bed. If he needs some toys, there's some toys there for him. I can also tie him to a crate if I need to. If I'm in the shower, I've determined that Bentley can be in the bathroom with me, that he is not eliminated. There's been no accidents when I'm showering in the bathroom, but he does not have free reign of the house at that point. If he's had accidents while I was showering, then I would crate him at that time. The other management is because he is small enough, I will carry him as needed. I think if he has to go out really fast and I don't think I can risk running him or walking him out, then I might pick him up and get him outside as fast as possible. Now, why is limiting space so important? Dogs are hardwired to not want to eliminate where they have to eat or sleep, which is why crate training works. But I think we would all agree that if he were just crated constantly during the day, that would seem abusive, right? That wouldn't be any fun. Who wants to do that? But having him attached to a 6-foot leash mimics what crating does for dogs, in that he has to hold his business because I'm not going to let him get any further. And when I tie him, I don't tie him at the end of the leash. He really only has 4 feet. So he can't get away from where he is in order to wander off and go to the bathroom. So limiting his space requires him to hold his business. I know where he is so that I can still work. I can still have conversations with people. I can talk on the phone if need be. I can work at my computer, and I know exactly where he is because he's either tethered or I'm sitting on his leash. So limit your dog space, limit your dog space, limit your dog space. And you will have to do this until you understand what their signal is. It says, yo, I got to go to the bathroom, okay? And we've had a lot of dogs in the house for house training, a lot for board and train house training. And everybody has come in saying, one person came in and said, oh, she whines all the time. Whining is not her signal to go out. And after a week of that dog living with us, I'm like, oh, God, I'm really sorry. But she whined when she needed to go out. But her owner had emphatically said to me that whining was not her signal. So I needed to teach the dog a new signal to go out, okay? So try to let go of whatever you think your dog should be doing to tell you that he needs to go out, and go with what the dog is organically going to do. Bentley doesn't have a signal yet, so we're still sort of watching that to see what it is he does. When he's tied, he just gets like he's sleeping like he is now, and then he might get up and start pulling at the leash or get antsy or something, and that's my signal right now to say, oh, well, you've been sleeping for the last 3 hours. Maybe you need to go out now that you're up and walking around. So behavior change is the second most important thing to watch for. And the changes you might see when your dog is tethered are actually stress signals. So if Bentley started to yawn, scratch, kind of stretch out almost like a play bow, but it wouldn't be a play bow place. He might jump on me, he might whine or bark. Any of those things while your dog is tethered, those are a behavior change. They are a stress signal. And I would almost always say your dog might need to go to the bathroom and you need to take him out. So Bentley has done a little scratching in the time that we've moved around here to set up these shots, but as you can see, he's quite relaxed now, so I'm not gonna take him out. And it's raining, so I'm gonna wait. Also know that if your dog has a history of eliminating inside, it's going to take them quite a while to go outside. So it's not like you're gonna go outside and stand there for, 30 seconds and your dog's gonna be like, oh great, I'm outside, let me go to the bathroom. When Bentley first came, I didn't time it. He's been here a week. He's had one accident, but when I would stand outside for a long time waiting for him to go to the bathroom, and if nothing happened, it's okay because I'd bring him in and he'd be re-tethered. Like he's not going to be loose at that point. Now he's starting to get the idea, oh, when we're outside, that's my opportunity to go to the bathroom, and he's going a lot faster. I also know with Bentley that if I took him out right now, the chances are he wouldn't do anything because he is not showing any distress. He's not stressed out. He's not uncomfortable because he has to go to the bathroom and he's stressed out. All right, lip licking, yawning, scratching, just sitting up and starting to scratch, whining, barking, or jumping on you would be the sort of primary behavior changes that I would expect from a dog that's being tethered in order to house train. Now, when Bentley has gone out, particularly first thing in the morning, he's peed and pooped at the same time, I will let him not loose. He's still dragging the leash because if I see him start to go to the bathroom, I need to get him as quickly as possible. But if he's peed and pooped at the same time outside, then he can have some free access. So in our office area, he can play with toys down there. He can be in the kitchen or wherever for about 20 minutes is tops is all I'm going to give him. Then I pick up the leash again and we're attached or I'm tethering him. So because the reason is if he's peed and pooped outside at the same time, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be okay for about 20 minutes. I'm not going to have an accident in the house. Now, the other reason that's important is every time your dog eliminates, it is reinforcing to the dog. You do not need to treat your dog outside for house training. If you're doing it, stop doing it. It's not necessary. And if you think about all the times that we were, if you're on the highway and you need to go to the bathroom and you finally get off at an exit, you think, oh, thank goodness I can actually now go to the bathroom, right? And it's a relief to us. Same thing for the dog. So every time the dog eliminates, inside or outside, it's reinforcing to the dog. Your job is to limit their space in such a way that their only opportunity to eliminate is outside, and that's how they're going to start to learn how to go to the bathroom outside. And you need to be 100% consistent. You can't do this some days. One day of no accidents does not mean that your dog is house trained, and then you can be all loosey-goosey and let them run around or whatever, and then you're finding, mistakes or accidents around the house. You get all frustrated again, and then you start tightening up on their space. Okay, you guys. So best thing to do, limit their space, limit their space, limit the space. Watch for your dog's behavior change. It might be very subtle. It may not have anything to do with the door. So you kind of need to let go of that one. They may not scratch at the door. They may not bark at the door. They may not sit at the door. They may do any of those things. But you need to watch your dog and say, oh, that seems like a behavior change. Let's take you out and see if you need to go outside. Okay? Limit the loose access should only be after they've peed and pooped the same time, no more than 20 minutes, and they're still attached to the leash. And you must be 150% consistent in order to successfully house train your dog. The age of your dog and the number of accidents they've been having in the house is going to indicate to me how long that's going to take. But you need to be patient. It could take a couple of weeks, especially if you've got puppies. This could be done very, very quickly by this method, okay? Bentley here is 6 months. and he has no signal to go out. He's quite happy to go anywhere he is in the house. So he is tethered all the time. So we've had some, did you just do it again? Lip licking, another scratch, and he did a big yawn. So I am going to take him out. I'm sure that he could get easily distracted with these toys and other things, but I'm going to take him outside. Come on, mister. He's peeing. He's peeing. All right, you guys. So watch for next week's 10-minute tip. Be sure you hit subscribe on YouTube, hit the little gray bell, like us on Facebook, share far and wide. We'd love to have your comments. And anything that you would like to see a 10-minute tip on, be sure you let us know and we'll be happy to do it. Until next week, have fun.